The Longhorns took the stage at Day 2 of Big 12 Media Days. Head coach Mack Brown was first to answer questions from the media, and not surprising, the first topic was about the quarterbacks.
They all know the offense now so much better than this time last year. We know more about who we want to be because we've had a spring, a fall, and a spring under our belts. Case has won on the road in a difficult environment, and David's won on the road. I asked the three players last night, what about our quarterbacks? Because I can have casual conversation with them. I can't specifically ask. And they said, Coach, they are both working so hard. They're getting along. They've had a great summer, and we're going to have a great battle in preseason camp to see which of the guys wins the job heading into fall.
After becoming one of the top defenses in the country in 2011, the Longhorns have the chance to be even better in year 2 under Manny Diaz, but that will not come without some leadership.
I think the question mark will not be ability. We'll be really talented, and we'll be as talented as we were last year. The question mark is going to be the senior leadership down the middle. You lose Keyston Randall. Who's that guy? Is that Alex Okafor? Is it Jackson Jeffcoat that handles the whole front? Again, you've got new coach at defensive tackles, and in Bo Davis last year. They should be much better. And then you lose Keenan Robinson and Emmanuel Acho, who played a whole lot of football for us, and they kind of held the thing together. So is Steve Edmond going to be that guy? Is Jordan Hicks going to be that guy? Who in the middle? Because you need a leadership catalyst in the middle to stir them all up and stop the momentum. I think being in the same system for 2 years will help us. I think we're as or more talented than we were this time last year. We just need to play as well.
Linebacker Jordan Hicks is one of the Longhorns who has stepped up to the leadership plate. When asked about his role, he had to mention that Steve Edmond and DeMarco Cobbs are also in that category.
Well, they're both, coming up in a leadership role also. It's not just me, it's both of them also. So they've done a great job, rounding up the troops and getting this thing right. My role is, make sure, first and foremost, make sure my linebackers are ready to go. Day in and day out, we got to put in that work to make sure we're not the reason why something goes wrong. And I'm holding them accountable, and the rest of the team's holding us accountable also. And then, on the defense as a whole, it's just making sure everybody's like I said, holding each other accountable. And I make sure I do that with the D-line and the DBs, and it's something we need.
After launching the Longhorn Network in the summer of 2011, Texas had to adjust having a media outlet follow the program 24/7. Here's Mack's takes on LHN.
It is what it is. So our bosses decided they wanted a network, and ESPN paid us a lot of money for it. There were not a lot of parameters of what would happen, so we all kind of got thrown into a room, and you've got ESPN over here, as a major sports news outlet, and you got the University of Texas, who's not been the most open place in the world anyway, and all of a sudden we're NASCAR. We got them in the bathroom with us, we got them in the pit with us, and we're trying to say, you're not supposed to be in here, and they said, yeah, we are. We've got access. We paid for access, and all of a sudden they're saying, we're doing your practices live, and I said, you are? So what does that mean? What do you give them? And you have to give them stuff, but how much do you give them, and are you fair? So we honestly sat down with the players and said, okay, this is breaking ground in college sports. Nobody's got one of these, but we do, and we really don't have rules. So we're all going to have to figure this out. Now, if you're going to cuss, you're going to fight, it's going to be on TV. So it's up to you. So you can either use it for great exposure, or you can be a jerk and everybody's going to see it. Just up to you, because we're not going to be able to control your emotions, and these are emotional kids. And then I told the coaches, I've asked you not to cuss. You cuss now. Everybody's going to see it. Mama's going to see it. Your mama's going to see it. The boss is going to see it. So it is what it is. Now, if you want to use it to help you get a job, you've got a great platform to interview. And then what we've tried to do is work with them, because they do not want to be a homer for the University of Texas. They want to be ESPN, and that's fair. That's their job. But at the same time, when we give them total access and then they're beating us up, the players and the coaches don't like it. So we're all coming to a middle ground. But it changed from a time management standpoint, because you have to address every issue, and you have to address it every day. And if Malcolm Brown pulls a hamstring and they're doing live practice, do they show it or not? Do they tweet it when they walk out or not? All that stuff has been addressed, and we're still not there, but I think we're in a great place with where we are and where it's headed.
Big 12 football media days are in the books, which only means that it's time to get ready for some football. Reporting from Dallas, Taylor Gaspar, OrangeBloods.com.